Hi, and welcome back to Let's Win XCOM Long War, and this is not a patch update. This is the release, the 1.0 release of my Project Nemesis Overhaul mod, and I wanted to just show you a mission or two using the mod. It is compatible with Long War beta 3.15 F3. That doesn't show as F3 over on the start option there. So, but this actually is the latest Long War. We're gonna go with perfect information so that you can see the aliens' hit chances. And I don't need dynamic war. Alright, red fog, itchy trigger tunnels, commander's choice, aiming angles. I suggest you use all of these with my mod. Itchy trigger tentacle is a choice, but I find it fun. Perfect information. The ones you cannot use, hidden potential, training roulette, are very not supported by either of my mods, just so you know. Wear and tear might be a bit too brutal, and yeah, everything else should be fine. So let's see. We turn that off, we select our second wave, let's start the game. So, a short introduction to what Project Nemesis is. Project Nemesis is a complete reworking of the alien tactical units. So, not the tactical game in that I don't do squad composition. I'm not doing like UFO, like how often they show up or how tough they are, any of that. All I'm changing right now is the alien units, statistics, and perks. And in response to that, I have had to make some changes to tactical and strategic variable. So you'll note that humans have their initial armors have 1 more health. I did make rookies start with 1 additional health. And of course I will be tinkering with the equipment to match the changes I make and the alien threat. But primarily it focuses on making alien units more variable. That is, you're going to see a lot of different perks on the same aliens, so each alien is going to be much different from the one standing beside it later into the game once the alien research really kicks in. You're also going to see more interesting alien leaders. Since there's 1 alien leader per pot, I am trying to make them as, let's say, as interesting and tactically challenging as possible. That's not to say it's difficult, although it's likely they'll be the strongest enemies you face, but that I'm trying to make just everything in the tactical game bring the most to the table that it possibly can. So you may see pod leaders with lots more health, but that actually do less damage, but are more accurate. Kind of a slow burn enemy that you have to wear down over time. Or you might see leaders that are basically previews of what is to come. Let's actually go with Japan. Goes to the machine, so we can start with 2 shivs. If I do 2 missions, I'd like to show you what the shiv can do. Alright, one thing I did a little work on was making sure that your starting squad starts off with some tactical armor, some tactical vests, some reflex rifles, and some regular rifles. So let's see how we did. Alright, we got 1 vest. Don't take any chances. And we got 3 of each of the rifles. That's fine. I have renamed some stuff. Perk renames are a big part of this mod to one satisfy my. Oh, we got two vests. See, yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, to satisfy my annoyance with some of the old names, and because some of the names look dumb when applied to aliens, like a alien with heat, like a melee alien with heat ammo, just doesn't seem right. So, one of the first things you'll notice is, besides everyone having one extra armor health over what they would normally have, that's only on the basic, like, starting armors, is tactical armor now comes with hardened. I have reduced, I made a sweeping change to how aliens, to the way most aliens hit you. I've made most aliens more accurate and less damaging, and I've given them a significant crit chance. The average is about 30%. And so misses are less likely from aliens, but they should generally do less damage, which means damage reduction is more effective. However, when they crit, they should do a little more damage than they would do before when they weren't critting. And they should never be able to do as much damage as they did when they critted before. So what you should find is aliens wear you down over time more often. You get fewer, like, random missions, but the flukes aren't as bad, the ups and downs aren't as bad. You aren't instantly annihilated by a lucky alien crit. That alien crit does the damage the alien would have done in the vanilla game, and a regular alien hit you can kind of shrug off and keep going. So this should make the game a lot more attrition based. You'll want to bring more medkits, you'll want to play it as safe as you can. People are going to get hit more, people are going to get wounded more, people are going to panic more, but the aliens will be a little less deadly and it's more predictable. So I also made flanking not as strong. Now when you flank, it's only a 30% bonus. Hardened reduces your chance to be crit by 40%, so relatively speaking, it still reduces your crit chance by 10% if you're standing out in the open. From whatever someone... Well, yeah. Anyway. It's great. If you're in cover, of course, you get that 40% reduction, and they don't get the plus 30%. This makes you relatively resistant to the aliens' higher damage critical hits when you are in cover. When you're out of cover, aliens are still moderately likely to crit you, but you're still resistant. So the heavier armors all have hardened now. We're trying that out. I had to reduce the effect of hardened and reduce the effect of being flanked. It also kind of means that flanked aliens, there's definitely no guarantee you're going to crit unless you focused on that as a perk or equipment loadout choice. So it's more like an opportunity and less like a guarantee that you will be doing serious damage against exposed or critted units. And the same is true for your units. When you're flanked, the aliens are by no means guaranteed to crit you, though it becomes much more likely. Alright, so let's actually get into some of the other stuff. This map, interesting.
I'm on the move.
Interesting start. Anyway, tactical armor.
That's affirmative.
Is now better. Before tactical armor, it was hard to choose.
Yes, sir.
Low profile seemed to definitely beat out any of the benefits that it brought.
Roger that.
Yes, I copy.
Now I think you're going to find that hardened units in TAC armor, pretty much, as long as they're in cover, are much more likely to, or I guess much less likely to be,
Overwatch, aye,
to be critically hit by aliens, and alien crits are going to wear you down much faster. They're going to be about as bad as regular hits were before. So all that said, I am going to play more carefully than I have in the past.
Come get some.
A little bit slower.
Location confirmed. I'll keep a lookout, Commander. Heading to that location.
Oops, that was exactly the wrong way to go around that.
I feel, Commander.
So Vigilant, that is no penalty on Overwatch.
Chyba nie jesteśmy tu sami. Headed there now. Target acquired.
Alright, let's see what we got here. We can see this drone. So one thing you'll note about the drone is it has aggression. Of course, we don't have the autopsy, we can only see the active benefits, but you're going to want to check these. Now, one of the changes I made to the drone
Ciekawy gadżet w polu widzenia.
here, looks like this sectoid also has aggression. And this one has Bring It On. You can see it is currently bringing it. I tried to make it a little more descriptive so you can make better tactical calculations about what these things do. So Bring It On is, especially when paired with aggression, is that aggression and Bring It On? Yeah. Those are absolutely bad news. You'll find that Bring Them On is especially effective against you. Especially with the alien's new and improved crit rate. They can do a lot of damage because they can usually see a lot of your units. So controlling how many aliens the enemy can see, or how many humans the aliens can see, is actually going to be a really big thing. So we definitely want to clip and or kill that if we can, because Bring It On, that's what makes crits worse than they ever were. Now, drones, I've made some changes to. They no longer have a really high base damage reduction. They have more health.
Okay.
And they gain
I'm on it.
Już tam idę.
say it, and they have damage control. So you want to hit them with the stronger weapons first. Because weaker weapons are going to have to deal with the damage control after that initial hit. So if you can kill them in one shot, then you're going to be a lot better off, because as soon as you hit them, they become tougher. And they have repair servos, so they also start regenerating. Now they only have a limited amount of self-repair available, but you'll find that if you don't kill them in the first hit, they become much harder targets, at least for a limited time. I didn't say smarter, but harder. So unfortunately, we have triggered this drones, self-repair. This guy's mine frayed. He's still got kind of okay chance to hit.
That's affirmative.
That drone isn't worth my time. Let's see if we can get really, really lucky. Oh! Alright, that's one kill for each of these two. While mine frayed. Revenge. That's what I'm talking about.
Missed the target.
Heading there now.
What is this guy? Aggression. You'll find that as the game progresses, some perks
I'm on it, Commander.
become more likely on specific aliens. It's not like it's always a flat chance. Okay, let's try and hit this guy from wherever we have good aiming angles.
No way that just happened. Yes, I copy.
I'm not even going to bother shooting the drone. It's got its damage control up. It's going to be really tough. I will put up some overwatch so that it doesn't flank us.
Will go.
And we'll move him up and steady weapon him. So unfortunately, though we clipped the drone, you see the drones do very little damage unless they crit. Didn't we steady? Oh, he got hit, so he lost his steady weapon. That is a problem. Okay, I believe you two got crit.
I'm rolling.
So drones are not very deadly, but they are tough.
Target's still up.
There's that damage reduction. Can't hit it with grenades.
Okay. Got the goods. Affirmative.
I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to.
Adjusting sights. Heading to that location.
Okay. On it. Backhand.
Okay. I think it's out of repairs. Aha. And now it's where we can grenade it, though unfortunately it's also where it can't miss.
No, damn it! No!
Let's see, it only pulled 1 damage out of that crit. Now, here we have HE charges, which means that we have anti-material charges, the new name for heat warheads. So soften this guy up. I find I have to use grenades a good bit more. Okay, fine. So we're gonna use this needle grenade. And since we have anti-material charges, should do significant damage to that thing. Not enough. Never enough.
As you wish.
It's not really doing the damage. It's just being a pain in the face.
In the water here.
Ugh, finally.
Heading to that location.
So the first mission is tougher because you can't bring any heavy weapons. Basically for drones, stick to heavy weapons. Try and do a lot of damage in the first shot. If you get a chance to crit them because they're landed on the ground, do it.
Moving out.
Okay, let's take a second to reload.
Okay.
Basically drones are still a pain, but you got a chance to one-shot them.
On my way. Contact.
Balls. That's another thing. So, a lot of aliens have concealment now. In general,
Green to go.
I don't think this is a horrifically deadly perk,
That's affirmative. Good to go.
but it certainly can be surprising, and I would say you should stay on your toes a little more than you have been, especially when advancing quickly and you know there are aliens out there. I haven't given it to any like giant aliens, but the smaller or sneakier aliens, you can expect to see it. And remember that when attacking from concealment, you get a significant crit bonus. It's not guaranteed, but something to watch out for. Alright.
Roger that.
See, none of these guys are hidden. I think. Yeah.
Heading to that location.
I also find with hardened and the lower damage, I just want to wound these guys, not kill them. I am significantly more likely to send my tactical armor units out into low cover. Now cover is important.
Doc, yes.
There now.
Almost as important for crit prevention as for cover, as for defense. Let's try and kill this one.
He's down. Fast forward.
Heading to that location.
I did also revamp the ranges on everything. So you're gonna find mainly that I left the reaction ranges the same from my previous ranging. So reaction range is shorter for lower caliber weapons. So there was a crit. It didn't go through our armor. It did 4 total damage. We did panic. The next hit is going to put us in the hospital.
I've got a visual.
And you can see that it crit through our hardened. So in general, you can just expect more wounds. But also for death not to come unexpectedly. Let's see. He aimed. What do his shots look like? Let's try and hit this.
Moving. I feel better. Good to go.
Yes, I copy. Moving to Overwatch.
Alright. Yeah, so one thing you'll notice is that scopes give squad sight now. And weapons of rifle, assault rifle, or heavier caliber have slightly increased. Whew. So that guy must have bring him on. We do have a medikit with us. Oh no. I need him active. Damn.
Evac! We need emergency evac now!
Andy panicked. God, guys, you're making me look bad here. Come on, you got this. It was only a 34%.
Heading there now.
Okay.
Catch.
We need to inflict some losses, or these guys are just gonna wear us down.
Yes, I copy.
You'll know our attack range isn't quite enough to flank that guy.
Okay.
Okay, they can't get through there. I think it's vaguely safe to move up here. We can score kill here.
Ah, let's go.
Oh, you guys. You're killing you.
Kill confirmed.
We can get the med kit over.
I'm pinned down here.
No, the aliens have roughly a 40 to 50% chance to hit most of the time. Their mental powers, sure, but their bodies are weak and frail, and you have tons of grenades. So I would expect to use more grenades.
Taking fire over here.
25% chance, even after Mind Frag. She's making it work.
Help! Help! Someone! Help!
You'll be fine as long as you don't panic anyone else.
No, this isn't right. This isn't
Alright, everyone else is keeping it together. Okay. Got one HE charge. I toned down the damage of HE charges by 1. Since they give the anti-material charges perk, they really don't need the extra health. Oh, he can't land that grenade, huh?
no rounds. Shot failed to connect. You see that?
Fine, I guess the doctor
Watch this guy.
cures and kills in equal parts. Okay, let's see if we broke their morale. 50% chance to hit. 51. Whew. Not the medic. Yeah. Alright, we are gonna avoid losing XP. If one of your units dies, that's a significant amount of loss of mission XP. These guys are probably the last. How are you feeling? Better? Good.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good. Solid.
Aye, aye, Commander.
There goes that bring it on. This one also bring it on. It's not as common in
Adjusting aim.
more dangerous aliens,
Aye, noted.
as it appears to be,
I'm on, Commander.
but it is something you definitely need to work on. We are going to wound it. I don't think this will kill it. It might. But I definitely don't want it to have all of its faculties intact. Only a 20% chance to hit. You see the low damage it did? The moral of the story is,
I'm on it, Commander.
if you play smart, you have
Kill.
a lot more ability to avoid the swingy stuff. You should just have a lot more ability to react to things in general. It's not going to be like instant death for a soldier. It's going to be a slow wounding process that you're going to be able to throw smoke in, maybe run in a healer, maybe suppress some people. It'll give you more time to react.
Welcome to XCOM HQ, Commander. I'm Central Officer Bradford.
But it also means we're going to be working the wounded train. Now see here, that wasn't so bad. It looked pretty rough, didn't it? Yeah, so that's what I want. I want missions to be a lot more intense. When I change the strategic game, which will be in my third mod, Strategic Sense Overhaul, we'll make sure that everything is still fun and intense. But right now, we're just working on that. Note, I used a lot more grenades. I got hit. I used up a lot more of my armor health. I used my med kit. All of these things. Some slight starting notes. I did make the basic weapon techs. That is the ones that provide the basic kinds of rifles, not the shotgun or not the advanced. So there's basic beam research, and then there's advanced beam research, and then there's Gauss weapons, and there's advanced Gauss, and there's pulse and advanced pulse, plasma, advanced plasma. I made the regular weapon tech researches faster, and I made the advanced versions significantly slower. And then I made the Foundry enhanced ballistics, enhanced pulse, enhanced plasma. Enhanced ballistics. Yeah, whatever. I didn't do enhanced plasma, but I made the enhanced ones for ballistic Gauss and beam pulse much faster, and even much faster to build. You could build an what was once an alloy jacketed rounds in a day if you quick built it. Like, that's enough time to actually build it for a specific mission. However, those are much more resource intensive to build. They're cheaper to access, and so you should use those as a in between. When you're researching the advanced of one thing, you might consider as a stopgap going to the Foundry and researching the enhanced of the previous tier.
Every member of the council is going to want satellite coverage, so we should plan our deployments carefully.
Anything else in particular? I gave covert operative jackets concealment. Of course, now you have hardened here. If you have a scope, rifle and greater ranged weapons do have squad sight now, so all soldiers have access to some, at least minor squad sight weapons. The heavy rifle actually has the exact range that the marksman rifle does, but its reaction range is much shorter, or significantly shorter. And of course it suffers a penalty after you move and is a little bit heavier in exchange for sharpshooter, whereas the marksman rifle has that close range penalty that the heavy rifle does not. And of course they have different perks that they grant. Anything else basic I made a change to? Bunch of name changes, I think. That is it. Let me check my notes before I sign off on this video. Alright, currently completed in the Project Nemesis overhaul is sectoids, drones, chrysalids, zombies, outsiders, thin men, floaters, seekers, and mutons. All the basic enemies up until cyberdiscs and berserkers, which are on the menu, and I have not touched Exalt. Important things. I have covered that. Perfect. When upgrading, you might want to unequip all scopes and switch everyone over to not tack armor. Say switch them to the tack vest, or if you have advanced armors, don't worry about it. Because I have, when installing my mod, occasionally seen people get permanent perks. Breaching ammo now adds additional crit chance, so that shotguns can still be used to assassinate people when you flank them, but only if you're carrying the right equipment. More of a guaranteed shotgun flank crit. Also, sleepers can now equip breaching ammo as well as assaults. Alloy bipod. So since the scope gives squad sight, a marksman scope now gives precision shot. Regular scopes have 1 weight, marksman scopes have 0. Alloy bipods have 1 weight and give you 8 crit chance and give you precision shot. So scouts actually get access to precision shot earlier, but for a scout who can only equip the marksman rifles, all that does is give them the occasional infinite range shot. And then once you get the alloy bipod, marksmen can use it for that infinite range shot, or snipers can take it for that crazy critical damage. I upped the analysis module's crit chance to 16% bonus because it's so heavy and things are so light these days. Gauss weapons have superior range over all other weapons. So the Gauss heavy rifle, marksman rifle, everything has the best squad sight range. So if you enjoy the slight squad sight effect that scopes can give you, Gauss weapons actually get significant amounts of it. The Gauss battle rifle has a range of 40, which is further than the original marksman rifle. So you might try that. Also note that assault rifles actually have the best reaction range of all non-precision weapons. Yeah, so if you have a scope equipped, you may find you can target things just outside your normal range. And that is it. Alright, so I hope you give it a chance and you play it. I find it a lot more enjoyable. You want to use F1 a lot more to look at your enemy's perks, and you really want to think about autopsies pretty hard when you're looking at what to research, because yeah, the alien, getting a feel for what is possible on an alien race is going to let you make much more competent decisions when it comes to them. Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know those guys could get blank, and then that's going to wind up with someone dead. I think overall what you're going to see is more people die more to surprising alien variants than to lucky alien crits. Like, at this point, you know the crits can only be so bad, but if they've got Bring 'em On, they can be worse. Like, the normal hits really aren't that bad at all and are easy to recover from. Sure, if you get flanked, any alien could do you in, but yeah, I think it's a big step forward for my mod and probably for the game in general, but you know, that's just because I built it that way and I wanted it to be that. Yeah, so that first mission, we only ended up with one gravely wounded, and of course we can give her, we can make her a sleeper to overcome that 5-point will penalty. Yeah, I think that mission was actually perfect. It looked tough. I struggled there with the drone and other things, but in the end, that turned out just the way I would have hoped. So, thank you for watching. I am going to be installing this on my regular series and continue playing that one. Just, yeah, if you want to, of course, the links are going to be in here. You're going to look for NO 1.0 in the folder. That is my Nemesis Overhaul. Download it, use it, let me know what you think, and we'll see how it goes from here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.